Hey guys, this is Nathan and welcome back to TechNodeFirmaCraft. So I have been out exploring, trying to find some of the basic resources that we're going to need to get going, but I also managed to find a couple of dogs. So these guys are going to be wolves for their entire life. They will never turn into actual dogs, but if I can get them familiarized and breed them, then I will actually have something that I can command to sit. These guys here, they just, they'll follow me around, but that's about it. Now I have found some gold nuggets. I have also found tetrahedrite, copper. I didn't pick up any of the galena. I found plenty of that. I found some bauxite, which is aluminum. So I found quite a bit of stuff. I also have a lot of horse meat, a little bit of pork somewhere around here right there. And yeah, I've been picking up tons and tons of stuff. I found olive tree sapling, 2 banana saplings, a couple of bunchberry bushes, potatoes, tomatoes, onions, several different vegetables. I also found some barley, but I did not harvest it. But I have been waiting for the night to go away because, well, I have already died twice on this exploration. So if we look at the map, we can see this is the latest time that I have died, and the previous time was down here. Now this time I was killed by a bear, and up here I was killed by a skeleton. But the main reason that I am sitting here waiting is you can see these little orange spots here. Those are pumpkins. Now pumpkins we can combine with a torch to make a jack-o'-lantern, which is a light source that doesn't go out. I have already found one batch of pumpkins, and I missed this one here, so I'll have to go back and grab that one on the way back to where we started. But yeah, pumpkins are a very important thing at the beginning of the game for lighting, and I found some really interesting behavior of zombies. Now I had no idea this happened, but I had gotten killed up here. I respawned back at the starting area, and I picked up a lit torch and started lighting all the torches in the area. Well, as I was walking around, zombies started chasing me around, and I noticed that periodically they would stop chasing me, and then I saw lines of torches that were put out. So I started watching them, and zombies will actually seek out a torch and put it out. And that has got to be the weirdest behavior I have ever seen in Minecraft. And I mean, I have played TechNodeFirmaCraft a lot, and I have not seen that in the past. So that was really an interesting thing to witness. But yeah, I am still out here looking for stuff. Now, I saw something over here that I'm really wanting to investigate. There's a red spot here on the side of the hill, or the side of this mountain. Now, I can't tell if it is a flowering plant or actually an ore. So I am going to try to get over there and see what's going on. I'm also going to seek out these pumpkins, which are off in this direction. And then I will just keep looking around. If I see anything interesting, I'll bring you guys back in. But, yep. Real quick, I guess. I am close enough. Possibly we can... Yeah, no. Well, anyway. I guess I will see you guys after a little bit. Well, it is always nice to find an exposed ore vein, even if it is a poor vein. So this is a poor copper vein. That means that each of these blocks of ore is only going to give us 25 units of copper, but that is a heck of a lot better than the 10 that we get from the nuggets that I've been laying around on the ground. But I think that we're going to stick around here for a little bit, get a little bit of an outpost, mining outpost base going here so that we can dig some of this out. So I think it might be time to look at getting into our quest book again. So somewhere around here I have the quest book. Yeah, it's probably in here, but we need to kind of rearrange some of our stuff anyway. So let's take a look here. Somewhere around here We have a lot of stuff. And actually, where is the quest book? Well, let's go ahead and put these seeds in here. So I also found a couple of soybeans. That's kind of nice. And I guess what I'll probably do here is use these bottles of enchanting. Even though it seems like kind of a waste, it will give us more health. Well, let me find that quest book, and I'll be right back. Oh, wait, there it is. Okay, so quest book. Let's go ahead and drop these gold nuggets in there. So, we have one completed quest. This is the hide bed. Now, the hide bed, we have too uncomfortable to sleep on, but useful. You can craft a basic bed by placing a large rawhide on 2 blocks of thatch. To get a large rawhide, you will need to kill a bear or a large cow. While you can't sleep on it, it will set your spawn point. This is in-world craft, so place the 2 thatch blocks down and right-click with the large rawhide. Now, I have killed, I think, 3 or 4 bears. So I have gotten a fair amount of those, but we're going to get some andesite rocks and 8 more bottles of enchanting for this. So, or do we have to choose one? It is not allowing me to claim this. That is... Oh, I know why. We don't have enough inventory space. Let's go ahead and clean some of this stuff up. That's something that I always forget about. So there we go. So now I think we had some andesite rocks. We'll combine that together with those. Throw that back in there. And then we have 8 more bottles of enchanting. Get ourselves a few more levels. Hopefully we can stop dying here pretty soon. So now the next thing that we have, let's just see, we can get into the casting age. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. So first we have charcoal pits, and then we have flux powder. So, charcoal pits, yeah, okay, well, we'll start here, where we learn how to make charcoal. The charcoal pit is constructed by completely covering log piles with a non-flammable solid block. Generally, I use dirt. For your first charcoal pit, we suggest covering it with dirt. Log piles are formed by shift right-clicking the ground with a log. Log piles can be... where did that go? Okay, it moved a lot. Wow! Log piles can be stacked, but only if the bottom pile is completely full. You will then need to cover the entire log pile with a non-flammable block, except for one open block. Ensure that there are no air spaces. To light the pit, drop a torch on top of the log pile you left exposed. There will be a sparking animation, and eventually the log pile will catch fire. Quickly cover the burning log pile with a non-flammable block. You should see smoke. Guys, come on. You should see smoke particles coming from the active charcoal pit, but sometimes the smoke particles bug out, and I've had that before. The pit will turn into charcoal over the next 18 in-game hours. Once you have no more smoke particles, you can uncover the pit and dig out your charcoal with a shovel. Again, the smoke particles can bug out. This is why we suggest covering your first charcoal pit with dirt, as some of the dirt will collapse when the pit finishes. So we need to get 1 charcoal. So it looks kind of like night is approaching, and I am going to go ahead and take these pumpkins. Let's just see. I don't think that there's any other uses for pumpkins. Well, biofuel. I am not wasting that. That is for sure. So pumpkin or jack-o'-lanterns will give us a light source that will not go away, and we're going to need that so that we can deal with the night that will soon be approaching. So what I'm going to do now, I need to make myself a shovel, dig a hole, and set up this charcoal pit with basically as many logs as I have, plus a bunch of stuff that I can harvest up here. So I'm going to get to that, and I'll see you guys in a little bit. So the wood piles are set up down here. I have 8 of them, and they are all completely full. So now what we do is we take a torch and drop it in here. And these particles are not the particles we are looking for. We're waiting for this to actually start burning. There we go. Then we put the dirt on top of it, and through the magic of editing, we now have a completed charcoal pit. So if we dig the dirt off of this, we can see that underneath is no longer log piles, it is charcoal. So what we can do with this is dig it up with a shovel, and it takes out 1 layer at a time, which each layer is good for 1 piece of charcoal. This is a very long and drawn out process sometimes. So remember, a big part of TechNodeFirmaCraft is patience. And my dogs are being annoying. Been working on getting them familiarized, and I don't know how long that's going to take. Been feeding them some of the steak that I have, the horse meat and beef and things like that. But yeah, we do have quite a bit of charcoal now. And also I have noticed one other thing that should be very helpful for us, which is up here. As I was cutting down the trees, I found we have a cherry tree here, and it's ready to be harvested. So this will give us some fruit to eat, which is very helpful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to harvest all of these cherries real quick, stack all of them together, and apparently it is getting to be nighttime, so we need to do this quickly. And then we are going to harvest some of the branches for saplings. So it looks like we are going to be getting a lot of cherries off of this tree. We already have almost a stack. So for the branches, what we do is we break these cross branches with an axe. Now, about 50% of the time, it will give you a sapling. And you know what? It is getting dark. I'm going to drop a jack-o'-lantern here just to make it to where you guys can see. Because, like I said, I don't want you to be squinting. So, yeah, we're getting a huge amount of fruit. We have a huge amount of meat already. So there we go. We got almost a stack and a half of cherries off of that, but we did not get any saplings. That is very unfortunate. So now let's go ahead and head back into the hole in the ground and get into the safety that is down here. Then we'll take a look at the quest book right after I eat some cherries. Delicious. Now, one thing that you may have noticed there, we get an echo. So anytime that we are in deep ground or in a cave or something like that, we get an echo. I think that's pretty cool. But our quest book here, the slow burn, is done. So we get 16 oak logs out of that. We'll go ahead and claim that. And I was looking at some of the other quests here, and this is the one that we really need. And we need to do one other quest elsewhere first. And that is in the Stone Age. This one right here, looking for metals, where we learn to gather enough copper to make our first metal tools. So first we had looking for nuggets. To leave the Stone Age, you're going to need to find copper ore. There are 3 types of ore that produce copper when smelted. Native copper, malachite, and tetrahedrite. The best way to get nuggets is to explore. Mark the locations where you find them, as an ore vein will be nearby. Later, you can use a prospector's pick to find the vein itself. A gold pan or sluice can be used as a last resort for getting the nuggets you need. This task will accept any of the 3 types of copper. In TNFC, the surface ore nuggets slowly respawn. This can be disabled in the TFC config file. So next up we have Desperation. So you've not had luck with getting enough copper for your first tools. You're desperate. Well, there is gold panning. Put a ceramic bowl in the crafting grid to craft a gold pan. Now that you have a gold pan, you will need to sift through sand or gravel under running water to try to find bits of native ores. To do this, first right-click on a block of sand or gravel to fill the pan, then right-click on running water. You may also find bits of native copper, gold, silver, or platinum as you pan, depending on your prospecting skill. Not a terrible activity during your first few nights hiding, but be aware that you will overwork the chunk in time. So we need to make a gold pan. We happen to have these ceramic bowls that we got earlier. So there we go, that should be everything there. Now we can get a gold pan or native copper nuggets, as well as 8 bottles of enchanting. We're going to take the copper nuggets, grab that reward, and now we should have this one. Out of the Stone Age, where you learn the secrets of basic metallurgy. So no stone unturned first. It is time to progress into the Metal Ages. The most important metal early on is copper. You will make your first tools from copper or bronze alloy. You will find nuggets of metal on the ground, which indicate there is at least one ore block within 35 blocks of surface in a 16 by 16 area of the nugget. All tool costs require 100 units of metal to fill, so you will need 10 nuggets. You can skip right past You can skip right past copper tools and craft bronze alloy tools. This task accepts any copper nuggets. So we already had that. So now we have casts. Clay can be made into casts. Casts are used to make copper and bronze tools. You are also able to smith copper and bronze tools on an anvil. The advantage of smithing tools is that you will increase your smithing skill that adds a bonus to all smith tools. Once you reach the Iron Age, tools are exclusively smiths. So we need to make a saw mold, a pro pick mold, and a pick mold. So let's go ahead and get that done next. So we need to get rid of these bottles of enchanting. This is really making my HP go up, which is a very good thing. And that stupid thing. And actually I need that down here. So now, where do we have our clay? Right here. So let's go ahead and grab out some clay. We will need to get rid of this dirt too. We've got too much junk in our inventory currently. There we go. That looks like a fairly dark spot there. But so now what we need to do is make first the saw mold, which I do not remember these recipes. So the saw mold is first like this. So we will take out a line diagonally through the center right here, right there, and then one extra right there. So that makes the clay saw mold. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to set this down on the ground. I'm going to set this down as well. That way we have a little bit more room. Next up, we needed the Pro Pick, which is kind of a weird shape, but it works. So we'll go like this. There we go, the Pro Pick. And then finally, we need the Pickaxe, which is very simple. We just go like that. So now these need to be cooked in a pit kiln, just like our pottery does. But first, let's check the quest book. So, smelting ores in a pit kiln. You have enough nuggets to make at least one metal tool. Each nugget is worth 10 units, and it takes 100 units to fill one ingot or tool mold. Place nuggets into a ceramic vessel and fire it with the 3 molds. If you are making alloy, be sure that you have the correct ratios. If your math is wrong, you will just get your nuggets back. When the kiln is done, take out the saw mold and ceramic vessels with liquid copper. Right-click the open vessel to open the vessel and place the mold inside. Once the mold is full, remove it and then place it in your crafting grid to remove it from the mold. The mold is destroyed and you will get a saw blade. Craft a completed saw using the blade over a stick. The saw is very useful at this point because it allows you to cut logs into lumber, which is used to craft a number of wooden items. Your first craft should be turning 4 lumber into planks and then 4 planks into a crafting table. This will expand your personal crafting grid. This task accepts any saw. But we are not going to be doing the saw first. We are going to be doing a pickaxe first. So what I need is an empty an empty an empty vessel. So let's see here. This one is the one that has all of that stuff in it. So what we want to do here is put our clay back in there. We have a little bit more room in here, don't we? No. Okay, well, let's grab this. We'll put that copper in there, so we actually have more copper than we need. We have currently, what, 310 units of copper. We don't need that much. But we don't have room to put the stuff. Well, let me do a little bit of organization of my inventory, and I'll come back and we'll get this stuff smelted. So I'm not sure what I was thinking there, but we only had 29 nuggets, which means we can only make 2 tools. That is unfortunate, but what we're going to do is we are going to cook all of this stuff at once, and this should... Oh, I am missing sticks. Okay, where are my sticks? Sticks right here. So let's grab 2 sticks because we don't have a fire starter. There we go. We'll light this thing on fire, and once again, it's just going to be a game of waiting. So once again, through the magic of editing, we now have our completed stuff here. So this has 200 units of copper in it. We need to be very quick about this. So we need our pickaxe head. This is going to be one of our most important ones because we desperately need to be able to mine this copper. So there's that one. And then we need the saw head. Now these are the 2 that I need right away. So this will use up all of the copper that we have. And there we go. So now we also can pick up our Pro Pick head, but we will not be using that right away. Now one problem I've been having is these stupid wolves keep walking. Oh God, creepers! Creepers never used to exist in this. Holy God, my hair is standing on edge right now. Okay, but anyway, so what we need to do now is take our molds and put them into our crafting grid and get our parts out. Then we take our sticks, just like usual, put those underneath the heads, and we get our basic tools. So we now have a pickaxe. So we can go ahead and mine this copper. Now this stuff, like I said, is only good for 25 units each, but that means if we mine 4 of these, we can make another tool. So what I'm going to do now is mine quite a bit of this, but before I do, I guess I'll show the reason that I wanted to make the saw so much. So what we do with the saw is we take 2 logs, place them like this, and the saw, and this will make support beams. Now these support beams will keep the ground from caving in because if you don't know, TechNodeFirmaCraft or TerraFirmaCraft in general, rocks will cave in. So what we do is we place support beams and then connect them, and now the blocks that are, I think it's up to 3 blocks away from this, are supported and they won't collapse. So I can actually dig underneath this gravel now and it won't fall down. But if I were to dig this one out, we will immediately see it falls down. Now that is one thing that you don't want to do very much because of the simple fact that falling rocks will destroy ores. So it is very important that you do this properly, but I am going to be mining now for a while, and I'll try to gather up as much stuff as I can, and then I will be back after a little while. Well, after digging for a while, I am not finding copper anymore, so I need to locate the vein. To do that, I need the Pro Pick. So I have 100 units of copper set up here in my vessel. I'm going to do the same thing as usual and cook this. Now I think at the same time I might make a few more ceramic vessels. Nah. I got plenty of straw and logs. So I'll just go ahead and light this and we'll get rid of it. Where did my fire starter go? I have been moving stuff around so heavily that I am losing track of it. So let's see, do I have one here anymore? There it is. Oh, unless we can get it on one shot, which is highly unlikely. Oh, we did. Wow, amazing. Yep, I'm gonna have to let that go again. And yeah, I'm mining in a very specific pattern for a reason. And that is that if I dig this out right here, we can actually see it. I'll dig this one and we get a smooth rock, a regular rhyolite rock from the ground. And this comes because we are detaching it 100% from all surrounding blocks. And these will work in a lot of recipes. Whoops, that was the wrong thing. So we have a lot of things, 19 pages of recipes that we can use these on. So we definitely want to be gathering some of that, and it also reduces the amount of durability use on my pickaxe. But I'm going to get that pro pick, see if I can locate where the vein of copper went, and if not, I guess we will be moving on. And we just got ourselves a flawed amethyst. Nice. I got a chipped emerald a little while ago. So yep, I will be back in a little bit. Well, it would appear that I have mostly exhausted the copper supply here. I'm only getting small samples or traces anymore, and so that's not good. But that generally means I'm going to have to head out to another location. But before I do, let's go ahead and look at the quest book. So we have this quest now completed. So this is going to give us 4 chestnut logs and 4 native copper. We'll go ahead and get this if we have some inventory space. Let's throw these jack-o'-lanterns on the ground. So that got us that. And what I'm going to do, actually here, I can throw these in here. That will give us a little room. And then somewhere around here, right there, I have the one for the copper. So we've gotten a little bit of room there. Now another thing that I have done is taken the saw and chopped up 2 oak logs, made those into lumber and then into planks. So we're going to make a workbench. So there's that. Now we have a 3x3 crafting area. But let's take a look at the quest book, and we actually have another one completed. So the art of mining, where we learn about rock layers, finding ore deposits, and mining without being crushed by falling blocks. So miner's tools first. The TFC world has 3 layers of rock which generate independent of each other. There are 21 different rock types that are divided into 4 categories. Sedimentary, only the top layer; metamorphic, top or middle layer; igneous, intrusive, top, middle, and bottom layer; and igneous, extrusive, all layers. Ores and minerals are found throughout the world in veins and clusters, but where they spawn is dependent on the rock type. Remember all those nuggets you found? Well, hopefully you marked their location, as that is where you will need to go to look for the ore veins. If you right click with the prospector's pick, it will search around that point, 25 by 25 by 25 area, for traces of ores and minerals and tell you how much was found. It will give false negatives as well. Use the prospector's pick to locate the vein. This is a task you will want to master, and it is best to read the TFC wiki or watch TFC dev Kitty Chanley's tutorial on the prospector pick. This task accepts twos accepts tools made of any metal. I don't know how to make tools. So preventing cave-ins. As you may have noticed by now, many things are affected by gravity. When you mine raw stone, there is a chance it will cause cave-in. To prevent cave-ins, place 2 supports that are at least 3 blocks high with at least 1 horizontal beam connecting them. This will prevent cave-ins 1 block above and below and 4 blocks out horizontally from the horizontal beams. The vertical beams offer no support. Even if the raw stone you are mining is supported, it can still cause unsupported blocks in the area to cave in, and this can spread back into the supported area. Please visit the TFC wiki for more detailed explanation. So I have messed with this a lot. But this will give us chestnut support beams, and we have a choice of either chestnut support beams and rich copper. Now, these are worth 75 or 100, I don't know which. I think it's 75 each. So we are definitely taking those. So now once again we need to clean up the inventory a little bit. So these are worth 75 each, so that is 600 copper in those 8. That is pretty nice. But so the sun is getting low. I'm going to have to get going, get to a safe location. But I am out of time for today, so I'm going to say thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, don't forget to give a thumbs up. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. If you have any thoughts about what I'm doing or anything that you'd like to see me work on here in TechNodeFirmaCraft, be sure to leave that down in the comments, and I will see you next time. Bye!